Alright, this is the first edition of Controversial Topics. Welcome to the show. We're listening to Pro right now. We're about to put on a very controversial song. See what y'all think.
Uh-oh.
He bobbing his head.
Am I allowed to bob my head?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn.
It's real weird. I don't know if I've ever spoke to a camera, but it feels weird.
No, this is Magic speaking to people right now.
Since I made it here, I can make
Not the
it
camera.
anywhere.
Speaking to people, man.
Everywhere. I used to cop in
So,
Harlem.
there's a whole lot of stuff going on right now about Jay-Z and is he demonic influence, Illuminati, all this kind of stuff. I think we got to be careful before we just ostracize the brother. The reality is, even a song like this, you hear him talking about the church and Jesus, and really, all he's doing is metaphors. He's trying to compare something, most of the time himself, which is not right. Definitely a representative of pride, but I think ultimately, at the end of the day, we know that if they're not serving God, that they're serving the enemy. And so, to me,
Why are you scared to say the devil, bro?
the devil. You're right.
Because the reality is he's serving the devil.
Yeah, he's serving the devil.
It's not that.
Yeah.
It's not like he's his own person. Like he's the only one serving the devil.
Right.
The reality is anybody that's not following Christ, and following Christ doesn't mean, like you said earlier, a good Christian or bad Christian. It's really just whether or not you covered by the blood.
Right.
And if you're not, then you know you're on Satan's team. But
And we both, all of us were there at one time.
Exactly.
I was there. So I'm not gonna
both of us.
I'm not gonna fault the brother because he's where I used to be as well.
Y'all can't tell we driving in the car
we're
right
driving
now.
right now.
But I'm holding the camera, so
Yeah, so
he's not
so
texting and driving.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
But I mean, I think it's metaphors definitely.
Yeah.
But I also think like there's something about him using the metaphors that he uses because he's like, him and Kanye, they kind of, they I don't know, man. They walking like a thin line, you know. And they got Bizzo and cats like that address that. And I mean, all I can say is whether or not this dude is, talking about Jesus in the records or church. If he's not with Christ, then we know what side he's on. His music doesn't need to tell us what side he's on. We know just by him not, professing Christ as his savior. So I mean, that's how I look at it.
Yeah. I mean,
But I know you were on the side like you don't want him to just Christians to just jump on him.
Right.
And just.
I think you got to be careful because as soon as you start to judge somebody and put them in a category, no longer are you really trying to reconcile them to Christ. And I think we got to make sure that we don't do that to people in our everyday life, especially even with somebody we feel like we'll never meet, because at the end of the day, we can continue to pray for them. And imagine how much of a testimony that would be to see Jay-Z get saved, or Kanye West get saved, Lil Wayne, all these guys. And I mean,
honestly, we don't know. Like, they could be saved even now. I know you're saying you want to say not really.
I don't know.
Because we don't know. I mean, I say that they could be saved right now just because the fruit that we see, everybody always argue you can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears.
Yeah.
But reality is, I mean, a lot of us fall and struggle and do foolish things, especially when you get put on a stage like they're on with tons of money and just power and fame and status, and people like King Solomon, and you get to that status and sometimes you just get to tripping out and you wilding, and then because Kanye came out saying, if I talk about God, my record won't get played, but if it take away from my spins, which will probably take away from my ends,
Right.
I hope it take away from my sins and bring the day that I'm dreaming about everybody in the club screaming out Jesus walks. But now it seems like he's drifted far, far, far away from that. So it's like, okay,
he got an album, Watch the Throne.
Yeah,
name of the tour is called The Throne.
He got all kind of statements in his new stuff,
right?
And about Christians and different things like that. And
one thing I gotta say that I like about Kanye, though, you still hear the struggle and the wrestling. I mean, there's one recent record he says, I had a dream I could pay my way to heaven when I awoke. I spent that on a necklace.
Yeah.
And
that's real.
You're kind of being funny, but you can tell there's still some wrestling, some struggle going on inside. And I think that's what I want to pay attention to. And I think we should pay attention to, because that's the place where we meet them with the truth.
If
and the
they're not
gospel.
saved, to help them come
Right.
along to get there.
Right.
And I'm not saying, please don't think I'm saying that they are Christians or I'm pushing for them to be Christians, that I just believe they are and so give them a pass. I'm not saying that either. I pray that they know the Lord and that they would fully surrender, but I pray that same prayer for my own life, that I would fully surrender to Him as well. But I just think it's something when we think about sin and grace, and I know we don't want to, talk today about all kinds of topics, because then that would mean we don't have nothing else to talk about in the future. But I guess maybe that could be the next thing about like what it looks like to be a Christian, or what does it mean to be a Christian. That may be a good way to, to transition from here today. Like, are they Christians or not, or do we know? And
what does it mean to be a Christian?
What does it mean to be a Christian?
Yeah.
And that would be a good one. So I mean, y'all can see this is all the way bootleg right now. We driving in the car. Thought about this idea of putting it on YouTube to share with people issues that I'm sure you guys are dealing with. And I said, hey man, let's just take out the phone and do it. And Ben agreed after coming to share it with me. Took me to breakfast this morning to share this great idea that he had about doing this. And watch this truck. They try to get us. And here we are, our first one. Just give us some comments and let us know what you think. If it's bad, we're gonna accept it. I'm gonna try to just overlook it.
We're gonna work on it. This is just purely
Day one.
off the cuff. Really, I think what we need to see is just people. Really, we want to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of conversations going on around about different things, and so we have them a lot amongst ourselves, and we just want to open it up to share with other people, and even encourage anybody else who wants to continue to do the same thing. I mean, there's ideas. None of us have the full answer, and we just want to bring what we do have to the table to allow people to kind of begin to think on things and not just hold our own set views and assumptions, but open our minds up to really consider other points of view and try to see and really find truth. That's at the end of the day, that's what we want, is for people to seek after truth and to find it in whatever means that takes. And you can only do that when you're open to doing that. So we accept that, and we're looking forward to doing more of this. All right?
All right, well, y'all be blessed. Thank
Peace
y'all
out.
for tuning in.
Grace and peace.